Mike, we've been friends a long time. And we didn't start out being friends in the execution of instructional design. We started being friends between instructor and student at a place that was a college for those folks that wanted to get a lot of lifelong credit. So you had a path kind of in the performance arts. And then you were looking at more of an academic instructional design or even computer science type of degree. How do you think you transitioned really into instructional design? Like, did it happen before you show up, after you got to Columbia? When did you transform into an instructional designer?
Yeah. So for the audience, I was a Broadway stagehand. I was in the Broadway stagehand local for 20 years, Local One, IATSE, and transitioned out of that career into a career into academia, instructional design. And I think that my path was pretty normal, going back to college, getting a master's degree, networking. But I think what's important that people might want to know from people moving from one career to an entirely different career, I think there are two things that I try to do to transfer from one career to another, and that is to transform and adapt. So what do I mean by that? Transform. You have to take what you're good at and transform it into something different. So for me, in the theater, I got good at being an automation operator, meaning I would rig motors and I would set up scenery, and then I would control it by computer. And I paid attention. Nobody ever got hurt on my watch. I learned how to work hard. I learned how to work with a team. I learned how to meet deadlines. So I transformed that into getting good at something else, which was for a long time helping teachers. I learned how to collaborate with them, just like I collaborated in the theater. I learned how to do a lot of the work to help them shine. It's funny because in the theater, I was a backstage person too. I get my satisfaction out of being backstage and putting on a good show. Now I get satisfaction out of helping teachers get up there and have a great class. So I'm sort of wired for backstage satisfaction. So I kind of transform that from one career to another. The other thing is adapt, because some things I didn't have much experience in, like actually sitting down and talking to teachers. Teachers and stagehands, they're a lot different, So
Yeah.
I had no experience sitting down, consulting, finding out what they needed, what they wanted to do, not getting them up on their heels. I had to figure all that out. I had to adapt to the world of academia. So I would say to people wanting to change career, my advice: transform the skills that you have, and then adapt and learn some new skills. The degree that you may have just earned is awesome and important for this transformation, but it's not everything. Transform and adapt is my advice.